Let's do this. Yeah. Let's do this. Come on, y'all. Hey. Uh-oh, we're live. Okay. Because I'm going to party. All right. Let's do this. I love this song. This is silly. Okay, we're gonna look at where the planets are in a minute. Gotta jam out first. Let's party. Let's do this. Hey. Yes. Hey. Okay, that put me in a good mood. Yes. Yay. Okay, you guys. This is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology Look Inside, and as usual, I come in live all loud and wrong and like someone who has the sun sitting on their 5th house cusp. Oh yes. The sun is at 4 degrees of Gemini, and that's exactly where my 5th house cusp is, so I'm happy about that. The moon is at 5 degrees of Taurus right now. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, so Pluto is involved in everything. And you guys, I just realized that I'm going to sweat because I'm cooking a stew right now. As we speak, I'm cooking a beef stew from scratch. I'm really proud of myself. I just put in the last of the onions and the potatoes. I've got green peppers in there. I've got onions in there. I've got garlic in there. I've got like, what is it? Like the succotash, like the corn, I put in fresh green beans. I put in fresh mushrooms. This is going to be the bomb. Like, this is going to be delicious. I just want you to know, and nutritious. I'm really excited. And I just realized too, I have on this dress, which I feel like I should show off the dress because I want you to see what's going on with the dress. So this dress, I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to show off this dress. Hold on. This dress is a dress that, and I am not doing a brand deal. I just want to, because they always say, are you doing a brand deal? And I'm not, okay, and not at this moment. But this dress can be bought if you go to my TikTok, Astrology Look Inside on TikTok, it can be purchased. But what this is, I want you to see this. Like, I'm not really doing it, but if I wanted to be fresh, I could take off this little body thing and show, you know, a lot more skin. But I'm not, okay? But I just wanted to wear this because I got it from a brand to share their dress. And where do you wear a dress like that? Like, I don't know if I'm bold enough to go out without the undercovering and show all the skin, but I love the dress. I love the dress, right? So here's what we're going to do tonight. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you where the planets are. I'm going to tell you how these planets are going to affect you. We already know that the sun is in Gemini, the moon is in Taurus. And also, we are getting really close to this Gemini new moon, which is coming up in 2 days, right? Yeah, well, 3 days. So we're getting really close. So it's already in Taurus, so we're getting close to that. We've got Mercury in Taurus at 27 degrees and 59 minutes, almost 28 degrees. That means Mercury is almost in Gemini as well. And Venus is at 18 degrees of Aries. And Mars is at 17 degrees of Leo. And we're going to stop right there, okay? Because Venus is trine. Oh my God, Venus is trine Mars. I feel like I got to dance again. Hey, Venus is trine Mars, y'all. No wonder I wanted to be cute today. Oh my goodness. This is a party. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Whenever Venus is trine Mars or Venus is trine Jupiter, I feel like we have to get up and party. And usually I want to get up and party. If you'll look, you'll see I have not been live on YouTube or TikTok for at least 3 months. I mean, at least. But it's like when the sun is sitting on your fifth house and Venus is trine Mars in fire signs. Like, it's hard to sit on your butt. Like, I want to get up and dance. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that. If you're out there, you're feeling that, let me know, because I'm feeling that. It's kind of hype, but it's very positive. And right now we've got Jupiter at 26 degrees of Gemini. Um, well, I'm waiting for Jupiter to go into Cancer. Now, if anyone follows me, you will hear me complain and moan and whine about the Gemini, because this has been an incredibly, insanely lucky year for Gemini, like beyond anything normal. It's not normal. I always tell you guys, like, Jupiter in Gemini is in its fall. It's in detriment. It's screaming, help me right now. That's what Jupiter's doing. So things are happening, but I don't know if they're positive in the long run. I don't know. Trump is a great example. He's a Gemini, right? Kendrick Lamar, a Gemini. Kendrick Lamar came here to Seattle and it rained, and you would think, oh yeah, it was pouring raining, right? But the visuals of his concert here, historical. I mean, insane, like perfection, like the raindrops falling on him as he's singing. I can't even put into words. So everything is happening for a reason. I can't explain why Geminis have had such a great year. Like, it's crazy great. And I mean, Jupiter's been in Gemini. They've just really had an insanely good year. Almost every Gemini I know. And if you're a Gemini and you haven't had a good year, please let me know. It'll probably make me feel better. Like, I want to know if you're a Gemini and your year didn't perk up, because this was your year, Gemini. I mean, Jupiter only goes into Gemini every 12 years. So, I mean, hopefully you took advantage of this if you're a Gemini. Now, if you're a Sagittarius or a Virgo or Pisces, look, y'all. Heal the world. Make this a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's been hard. And I want to tell you it's going to get better, but I can't. So I made some videos for the signs of Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius. Somewhere there's some videos in May that I talked about this upcoming Uranus, Jupiter. Jupiter's going into Cancer, but Uranus is going into Gemini. So after dealing with Jupiter in Gemini for a year, having all this incredible luck, I don't know how Uranus is going to affect Gemini in July. It goes into Gemini on July 7th. Uranus is sudden, unexpected twist of fate and turns of events. So we can expect some really sudden, twisted turns of events for Gemini, especially because they got what I consider to be unnatural borrowed luck. It was unnatural. I don't know how many other Geminis had like a Kendrick Lamar or Donald Trump year, but I bet you more than just those guys. It was a crazy year for Gemini. Crazy. Scorpios, not so much, right? Think about Drake, right? And Biden. It just didn't turn out in their favor. I even lost a cousin because of, and I think more of that has to do with Uranus itself, because Uranus has been in Taurus and that really affected Scorpio. Right now, Uranus is still in Taurus at 27 degrees. It is exactly conjunct Mercury right now. at 27:59 degrees. So Uranus at 27:42 minutes of Taurus is exactly conjunct Mercury at 27:59 of Taurus. Now, the crazy thing, as I'm praying, I'm not saying anything weird because I have my Venus at 28 degrees of Scorpio on the other side of the horoscope chart. So I hope everything I'm saying is okay. Luckily for me, Saturn is trine my Venus because Saturn is at 29 degrees of Pisces. So if you have anything at 29, by the way, wow, I can't believe I'm recording right now. Saturn at this very moment, I kid you not, is at 29 degrees 59 minutes and like 47 seconds. That means Saturn is about to go in what, tonight, tomorrow. We're within seconds, minutes of Saturn going from Pisces into the sign of Aries. So I think it must go in on the 25th. So, hey, happy Saturn and Aries to everyone. And I'm going to do some videos on Saturn and Aries because this is major. It's the restart of Saturn. It's like a reset, okay? Okay, let's go back and talk about Saturn just really quickly, just in case you don't know about Saturn. So Saturn is what they call that old devil, right? Saturn is the most, I think, respected planet of the Zodiac. And why? Why is Saturn so respected? It's because Saturn can tear your ish down. It is not playing, okay? It is the great taskmaster. But here's the thing, it's also the great rewarder. So if you've done things right, wherever Saturn's going, it will most likely reward you in some way for all the effort and work and hard work and tears and sweat equity you put in. If you sat on your behind and screwed up in that area, when Saturn gets there, it's going to kick your butt. That's just the way it is. Saturn doesn't play. So think about where you've got 0 degrees of Aries in your chart. I can tell you I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I've even made videos about this. If you listen to my May videos, and for some reason in May, I've been really talkative. There's like 80 videos in May. But I talked about how Saturn in Pisces has been in my second house. I mean, Saturn goes through something for 2.5 years. That means for 2.5 years, I've already been dealing with Saturn restricting my money. And when I say it's restricting my money, I'm someone who once made 100 grand a year. I've been living off of like 14 grand a year, 15 grand a year, like measly pennies, like begging my daughter for money. Like, it's been crazy. That's why I've got like a $66 special right now. Like, yeah, I'll do a reading for you for $66 because I'm in a Saturn in the second house moment. Of course I will. But here's the sad part. When Saturn goes into Aries, it's still going to be in my second house for 11 more degrees. So I'm not happy or celebrating. But some of you guys may have a major change. When Saturn goes from Pisces into Aries, it might affect your life in a completely different way. So depending on how your life has been over the last 2.5 years, think about it. What has affected your life over the last 2.5 years? I feel like I need to just do the music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so as I said, I have Saturn in the second house, and it affected my money. It restricted my money. Now, you think that's something? When I had Saturn going through my first house, I lost 300 pounds. It restricted my physical body. It also restricted my self-confidence, so that's probably why I've been in this bad streak. But it restricts where it's at. So if it's in your second house, it's restricting your money. As I mentioned, if it's in your first house, it's restricting your personality and your body. If it's in your third house, it's restricting your communication. And that doesn't make me feel that great, that my communication's about to be restricted, since it's how I am making my life what little bit I make, right? The fourth house, and by the way, the third house, not only is it communication, but it's communication with, say, your neighborhood, your neighbors, people in your society, your community, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, all of that type of thing. Also cars. So driving in cars, yeah, be careful about that because it restricts, right? So you might find that your car breaks down, or it will find a way. I'm telling you, it's weird. Saturn in the fourth house is your home and family. It's also your comfort and like your ability to feel secure. So when Saturn goes into your fourth house, it affects that. You might have to change where you move or something like that. Saturn in the fifth house is usually children, love, or romance. So if it's restricted, I mean, you could lose, say, a child. That's horrible. I don't look forward to Saturn in the fifth house ever, because it's restriction of fun. The fifth house is fun. And when Saturn's there, it's restricting fun. Also taking chances, like that feeling of I can win. It takes away that. No one wants to lose that feeling of I can win. No one wants to lose that. So Saturn in the fifth house to me is horrific. Also romance and love and relationships, like love. And if love is restricted, I mean, even babies die without love. It's horrible. The sixth house is our health. Saturn in the sixth house usually does affect our health or work. So you might find that you might even lose a job when Saturn goes through the sixth house. Or you might find that you have some type of physical thing that needs to be taken care of. It's also another place where some people lose weight because they get into like activities like running, biking, yoga, stuff like that, and they start to lose weight. Saturn in the seventh house is relationships, basically, all relationships, but particularly like your beloved, if you're married, your marriage partner, the person you live with, the person you call my partner. If it's a business partner, them. It could be enemies. It could be people that hate you. So that's the other thing about Saturn in his seventh house. With Saturn there, though, it makes me feel like they might not be as powerful, that they're restricted from doing you harm. Maybe, I don't know. It comes out in different ways. A lot of times Saturn goes into the seventh house and people get married because it's responsibility also. And it's like restricting your chances on other people, right? So it is still restriction, but it restricts you to one permanent love. A lot of marriages happen when Saturn's in the seventh house. Saturn in the eighth house is usually the partner's money, but it's money in general. It's some form of money, and it's usually like an inheritance, insurance, taxes. Saturn in the eighth house during tax season, Lord, that could happen. But it could just be that you're dealing with things like psychology as well. So you might not be able to get your therapy, or can't afford your psychiatrist anymore. I don't know, something like that. Saturn in the ninth house, we're talking about like, it could be anything, but it's usually legal things. Saturn in the ninth house just about deals with everything that's political, legal, like criminal, like cops, police, lawyers, education, higher education, universities and colleges, traveling, foreign affairs of all kinds, like all the diplomats and ambassadors and the foreign nations and what's going on. Very Saturn in the ninth house situation. But also religion. So some people might decide to get baptized because they're getting serious about religion. Some people might decide they don't like religious people anymore and try to do harm. So you got to be careful with Saturn. Saturn restricts, but in really strange ways, okay? So that's really weird. Saturn in the 10th house is the career. I usually find when Saturn goes through the 10th house, the person gets serious about their career. Either it's because it's harder and they suddenly have to face the responsibility that it's harder in their career. They're having trouble getting money. They might lose their job suddenly. Their boss turns on them. They can't get a raise. I mean, all these situations. But Saturn in the 10th house tends to be a little harsh. And it's because it's the natural home of Capricorn. It's where it feels at home. It shows its, excuse the expression, it shows its ass when it's in the 10th house. So a lot of people lose like their reputations, they lose their careers, some people go to jail. I mean, I've seen some horrible Saturns in the 10th house. It's what they call the pinnacle in astrology. When Saturn hits the 10th house, it's hitting the pinnacle of life. And the 10th house itself represents the highest or most elevated area in our chart. So when Saturn crosses that midheaven, it's then the most elevated planet in your life. And it can cause the ultimate chaos. I mean, ultimate. Now, if you prepared for Saturn in the 10th house, this means you've done well. You've gone to school, maybe you've practiced, you've studied, you've gotten certified, I don't know, taken courses, you've graduated. I don't know what you've done. Whatever it is, you've prepared. So when Saturn comes, you shine, especially if you're a Capricorn, but you'll shine. And when Saturn hits that 10th house, if you're really prepared. I think when Saturn hit my 10th house, I was making like 100K a year. I made a lot of money. It's because I worked toward that. I hit my pinnacle, I hit my stride, and I was ready. But it doesn't always happen that way for everybody. Now, shortly thereafter, I lost everything because you got to go through it, going through your 12th house too, right? As it goes down, from the pinnacle. But everyone's different. And if you are at a point where it's in your 10th house or about to go to your 10th house, the thing to do is to prepare for your success, prepare for your pinnacle, prepare for your career, prepare for if your career like backtracks and you've got to go back and start over. Go back, check, do it again. That might happen with Saturn in the 10th house, okay? So just know that, and that way it's not so painful when it occurs. Now, Saturn in the 11th house can be painful. It really is, because it's Saturn in the 11th house is our hopes or dreams or wishes. Imagine you just came from this horrible Saturn in the 10th house experience, and you've got this hope and dream and wish that you're going to build up your life and pick up the pieces, and it doesn't happen, and that can be painful. So one of the things I see a lot happen with Saturn in the 11th house is that people start pulling in, and they start preparing for the 12th house transit. They start pulling in from their friends, and or they get in a relationship that pulls them away from their friends. Do not isolate. Try not to isolate when Saturn's going through the 11th house, because you're going to want those friends later. And if you isolate them now, they won't be there when you need them, when you are going through the 12th house, dark night of the soul or whatever you have to go through. So one of the other things, the 11th house is like friends and clubs and groups and organizations and associations and things that you volunteered for, like, the Rotary Club or your bowling team or whatever. It's anything like that. But I also found it's also the internet. So it's what you're doing online. It's social media. It's what I'm doing right now on YouTube. Hello. It's the 11th house. It is putting yourself out there and connecting with other people, but doing it in a social way. And in my opinion, all of social media is the 11th house. So a lot of us do put our hopes, dreams, and wishes in social media. A lot of people. This could even be in relationships, right? A lot of people are finding their relationships on social media. It's a social platform. This is what the internet has become. So I do count it as 11th house. Now, the 12th house, well, Saturn in the 12th house, like I said, it usually does lead to some form of the dark night of the soul. It is because you might have found that your hopes, dreams, and wishes, that what you believed in wasn't real. What you believed in doesn't translate into reality and to other people. Sometimes we have these belief systems, but these belief systems are within us. It's because of the way we were raised, or the things we believe, or the church or religion we belong to. So we got these belief systems, and then we think everybody else has the same belief system, and then we find out, no, it's just, only we have this, or our family, or, our community that we're a part of. Everybody's different. So when you get into the 12th house, there's all these hidden subconscious motivations and things that we do to like shoot ourselves in the foot. It's where we shoot ourselves, like we mess up our own opportunities a lot of times. Sometimes it's because we just don't, we lose our confidence. We go into hiding. A lot of like imposter syndrome happens probably in the 12th house. People like to just hide out. They don't want to go out in public anymore. I know I have a 12th house sun. I can tell you all about the 12th house. Now, the beauty of the 12th house is if you use it properly, it's also known as the power behind the throne. That means you don't necessarily have to be out there in public. Like you might see, okay, I'll give my own self as an example. If you've been on my YouTube lately, you'll see I'm using more of my AI girls. Now they look somewhat like me because they got my face. I put my face in their face, but they're not me. They're AI me. They're the AI Adrienne Capricorntigress that tells you what's going on with astrology, which is different than me now live as a human person. And so, but it is like creativity, right? It's not that it's fake. It's that it's Neptunian, right? It's make pretend. And it's not the real me. And sometimes when you're dealing with 12th house stuff, you're dealing with our fantasies, you're dealing with our subconscious mind, we're dealing with our dreams, we're dealing with the unconscious motivations, we're dealing with doing the things that we know we shouldn't do, but when we do them, they screw us up, and then we got to deal with all the screw ups that we did because we shouldn't have done it because it was our self-undoing. And yes, it's the house of self-undoing. So that's all about Saturn through these houses. And I wanted to let you know this because Saturn, of all of the planets, is the heaviest, most serious, most life-changing of all of the planets. And your life most likely will be changed. Now, Uranus, as I mentioned, is going to be going into Gemini. That's going to be July 7th. So we got a little time for that right now. It's still in Taurus, and it's on Mercury. I hope I can't hear myself, and I'm not even looking at myself. So I hope that what I'm saying makes sense, that it's not too frantic, because Mercury on Uranus is like frantic communication, unique communication, out of the blue communication, spark of genius communication. So some people who are communicating tonight might have that. So, enjoy. I don't know what you're coming up with, but you might also come across something that sparks like, wow, that's amazing that you said that. We got Neptune at 1 degree of Aries, and it's all by itself, but basically it's conjunct Saturn, even though Saturn's still in Pisces. Because Saturn's basically at 1 degree of Aries. It's just a few seconds away from being in Aries. So Saturn and Neptune are conjunct right now. And that's really a different thing. I mean, Neptune makes us want to dream. And Saturn's like, shut up, stop dreaming, and face reality. So we've got those two things going on at the same time. Like wanting to be completely real. Keep it 100% real. And then Neptune, let's have this reality. Let's create this false world, this illusion. And I feel like that's what made me think about my AI girls. Like they're my false me. But you've got to mix that real you with that false you. And I think that's what we're doing right now with Saturn and Neptune. Pluto's at 3 degrees of Aquarius, and that is sextile both Saturn and both Saturn and Neptune. They're sextile. They're all sextile. It's really creative time. I mean, I don't know what you're working on. I hope you're working on something. And so that you can take advantage of this creativity. It's a really creative time. And then if you add the sun, which is at 4 degrees of Gemini, it's really not out of orb here. It's in a trine with Pluto and sextiling Saturn and Neptune as well. So it's really a really great time. Chiron is at 25 degrees of Aries, and the node is at 24 degrees of Pisces. Now I'm looking here to see. Basically, I think they're kind of out of orb. I guess the node is technically on Mercury and Uranus. I guess it is our. So if that's the point, then yeah. Unique communication is, I guess, the point right now, and especially with the sun in Gemini. So let's keep communicating. Let's do that. I tell you what I'm going to do. For anyone who has been watching me, first of all, we're going to put on the music again as I grab some tarot card. I'm going to do readings for you for putting up with me talking about the planets and going on and ranting about whatever it is I've been ranting about for the last half an hour. So let me get this music back on, and then I'm going to pull out some cards, and we'll do that in a second. Let's see. Let's party, y'all. Let's party. Let's do this. Let's party. Hey, hey. Oh, my stew is smelling delicious. We're going to start with the sign of Gemini. This is Gemini season. Happy birthday, Geminis. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Gemini, Gemini. Hey, 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 hey. I can't even do the card. I just stopped the party. Why are these cards in every direction? I've got to fix the cards, you guys. It's just a couple of them. We're out. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, Gemini. Gemini. I'm just going with what I get. Getting what cards come out right now. Whatever message I get is the message y'all get. Okay? Let's see if that's enough cards. Just had a bunch pop over. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Gemini. Oh, Gemini. What? Oh, Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, this is what I got for you. Your first card that you got, I was kind of shocked by your first card. The first card that you got, Gemini, was the 10 of Wands. And, you know, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is telling me you're fed up with something. You're walking away from something. I see that there was an argument, too. A 5 of Wands. I feel like you're walking away from an argument. You're walking away because it's been really a pain in the butt. Here's the 10 of Swords. This whole bottom 3 here. Gemini, y'all been fighting. You've been arguing with people and fighting and stuff. This is something. I just feel like some Geminis have been through it. And it has a lot to do with you arguing with people and fighting with people. And I think it's something to do with the communication. 6 of Pentacles, though. It's like the more you give out, the more you get. You've got a judgment coming too, Gemini. Whatever it is, you're at the tail end of it. Like, you're going to be judged for this. And it's a 9 of Pentacles right after the judgment card. So I feel like for you, with the 6 of Pentacles, the more you give, the more you get. I think you'll get your 9 of Pentacles when you give more. See, here's the 6 of Swords right after, and it's in the current position. No, that the 9 of Pentacles is. So, but this is right after. No, this is it. This is the current position. 6 of Swords. I think you're moving away from something. I think you're moving away. And look, the 8 of Wands right after it. Yeah, you're moving away, and quickly. You're moving away from whatever this situation was where you were not happy. You had to get out of it. You were fighting. There was communication problems. You're moving completely out of that now. And when you do, you're going to win. Look at that. You got the Sun. You got the Sun. And look at this. The Knight of Swords, the last card, was in reverse. So whatever those arguments were whatever that battle was, whatever you were fighting over, Gemini, it's going to start to subside. It's getting better. Look at this. On the on the bottom of the deck was the Four of Pentacles. And I feel like for you, Gemini, if this was about money, it's about you holding on to your money. It's going to get better. You might feel like you've had to fight for every dime you've had. And if that's the case, it's going to get better, but you're holding on. And I would continue to hold on. I wouldn't just, get willy-nilly with the money, okay? Just so that you know. I did notice you had a couple of sixes in this reading, and that you had the Sun in Judgment. I know that and you had a couple of tens. So whatever is going on is going to end soon, okay? It's the Judgment card, too. I mean, the Judgment card is usually, when I see the Judgment card, I know, okay, it's over. Whatever it is, you've been through it already. It's done. And you have the Sun. Those are the only two major arcana. You're going to win. So you're at the tail end of it, okay? So good luck. And in a way, congratulations, because I feel like you might have been through something for a while, and you're finally breaking through. Finally. And it is Gemini season, and you got the Sun. So, congrats. I don't think it could get any better than that. So let's see what we're going to tell Cancer. Let's see what Cancer, you had a couple of cards come right out for you, Cancer. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, they're just flying. Oh, what? Okay, I think I've got 10 cards, but let me just check. Let me check here. Yeah, they were flying out here. Let's see, on this bottom here. Okay. All right. Nope, you were right side up. Okay. All right. All right. What's that? Okay. Oh, no. Oh, I'm not even, and the Knight of Cups right after that. No, I'm putting them on here. You don't need to see that. Okay, Cancer, we got to talk about you and whatever is going on, okay? So the first card I got for you, Cancer, is the Ace of Swords. I like the Ace of Swords. I like the Ace of Swords because it's telling me you're creative. Like, you're going to win at something. And I feel like whatever this is, it's because of mental. Like, you thought it out, you planned it out, it's all there, mentally, the communication or whatever. That's how you'll win. Is communication, okay? And something you create. So if you're creating something, that might be it too. But look, it's going to lead to money. It's the Ten of Pentacles. This is more than money. The Ten of Pentacles is getting it all. So I feel like you've got that. You've got that option, that possibility, Cancer, to get it all. Also, the Nine of Wands. I feel like when you're creative, again, it goes right back to the creativity. When I see the Nine of Wands, also, it's telling me, like, you've got to have that fire, that passion, that spark. But when you're creative and you get that fire, look at this. This is a Leo card, strength card. That's your strength. When you get that passion, that fire in your belly, that's going to be your strength. And it might lead to money, or at least the beginning of it, Six of Pentacles. Like when you give out that energy, that passion, that fire, you're going to get back something for it. Might even be money. Here's the Ace of Wands. You got another ace. Isn't this your second ace? Yes, it is. You got two aces. And I love the Ace of Wands. That is ultra creativity. So you got two creativity cards. The Ace of Swords is victory. The Ace of Wands is ultimate creativity. I feel like you're working on something creative. You got a Queen of Pentacles here, Cancer. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. If you are, you're fighting with them. Yeah, and there's the Tower. I mean, it might just be that you need to start over with something. I hope it isn't with like a partner, because Capricorn signifies your partner because you're a Cancer. So that could be it. But here's the Seven of Wands. Whatever goes on after that Tower, it's about you getting back into your equilibrium, right? Sometimes when we go through a bad breakup, a bad experience, we lose our balance. We lose our focus. We lose our equilibrium. And this Seven of Wands is telling you to get back into that. Oh yeah, look on the bottom of the deck. There you are, Cancer. Four of Cups. You're not happy about something, right? You need to get back into your center. Like when I see the Seven of Wands, I always tell people to pray and meditate. Pray and meditate. That is going to be the best way for you to get over whatever this is. I just feel like it's just a moment. It probably is something from a Capricorn, But yeah, you've got two major arcana here, which is the Strength card and the Tower. It just tells me you got the strength to get over this pain, whatever it is. You can overcome it. You're not stuck or trapped in it, in other words, right? Sometimes we go through something, and especially with the two aces, because I feel like you're going to be able to overcome this. But sometimes we go through things and it feels like it's never going to get better. It's awful. And then some things, you're at the tail end. You're done. You don't have to suffer anymore. Let the suffering go. Work on your creativity, okay? And make that happen for you, okay? So let's move on to the next sign, because I'm moving. I can smell my stew, and I want that stew. I'm going to eat that stew, and we're going to get to that stew. So we're going to do the next sign, which is the sign of Leo. Let's see what we're going to tell the wonderful sign of Leo. Let's see what we got to tell Leo. Okay, we got a card that popped out. Let's see what else we got for Leo. Okay, Leo. I'm trying to do 10 card spreads, but if I don't get 10 cards, I don't get 10 cards. I mean, this is because we're going to try to do as many as we can. And I'm praying I get to 10 cards, but if I, like Leo, I'm shocked. You're not getting a lot of cards, Leo. I mean, they're not even pretending to come out. This tells me that you got a concentrated message. Oh, here they come. Here they come. One just fell on the floor. Okay, another one just shot out of my hand. Okay, there's their message. You see, I think I need a couple more. Let me get the one off the floor. Okay, let's see if we got 10. I don't know if there's 10 here. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. One more for you, Leo. And I always get so disheveled when I'm doing these. I don't know why. Oh, wow, that shot out of my hand. Wow. Okay, so here's what we got, Leo. I feel like Leos are walking away from something. It starts with an 8 of Cups. Maybe you've been disrespected. At least you feel like you've been. It could be a relationship. You're done. I feel like it might even have been that you've done a little bit of research, 7 of Swords, and you found that somebody wasn't being 100% here. It does look like either some bad communications or you found out somebody was just not on the up and up. Something wasn't jiving, it wasn't all adding up. And you used your high priestess intuition, Leo, to come to this conclusion. It's like something told you. And you're like, that's it, I'm done. I did my investigation. I followed my hunches, and I don't like what I see. I am freaking done. I might not be able to see everything, 8 of Swords, but I know it's there. I'm not stuck in this relationship. My hands are not tied. I can walk out of this anytime I want to. Oh, yes, because I'm the magician. I got all the tools I need to go and start right on over. I don't need to have that with the fire. And I see my destiny in front of me. I got the courage to do it. I see my future. And it ain't got you in it. It might. Here's the 10 of Cups. There's the 10 of Cups. I feel like some Leos are walking toward their 10 of Cups. You want to be emotionally fulfilled. You don't want to stay in something that's not emotionally fulfilling. I'm sure of it. Look, you're walking again. Look at this. This is toward the money. Knight of Pentacles. So I just see you walking away, getting back in touch with your inner self, your equilibrium. Something that makes you feel better inside. It might be that you're walking toward your own path without whatever it is, all by your lonesome. But you're definitely getting back in touch with you, and you're healing. It's time of healing. So good for you. On the bottom of the deck, oh yeah, you can't see it, can you? 2 of Swords. You know a decision has to be made. You just don't even know what it is right now. You don't even know why. You can't really see it, can you? But you can feel it. You feel it. That 10 of Cups, you feel it. You know it. You know something's not right. You just can't see it. You don't know for sure. You're just basing it on this vibe, this feeling. But you got 2/8. This might be about jobs and ambition and stuff, because 2/8 is usually willpower, drive, and ambition. I feel like that's what this might be. It might be about your willpower. Like do I have the willpower to break out of this, whatever it is. 2/7s though, whatever it is, you're divinely protected by the universe, by God, by angels. You're protected. Yeah, you got the 10 of Cups there, plus you had the High Priestess and the Magician. You already know what to do anyway, even though you can't see it. You can't physically see it. You can't even prove it. But your soul has told you. You believe your soul and your inner guidance, and you're going to make that decision based on what you've been told, what you feel to be real. And I applaud you for that. Good for you. Okay? Now, I'm starting to get sweaty because the food is cooking. But we're going to do the sign of Virgo, and I'm going to get that out of the way. Okay, let's at least do Virgo before we go any further. Let's do this, and I mean, if I have to do the other signs after or whatever, I will, but I want to at least get through the first couple of, the first 6 signs, right? Get all those done. I want to get to it before my food, all the water, liquid is out of my stew. That's why I'm like, I got to take a break. Let's see. I think I've got 10 cards. Here, let's see what we got. Okay, oh, wow. Okay, Virgo, we've got a message here for you, don't we? Yeah, we've got a message. Yeah, Virgo, let me see. One more. I need one more. Just one more, Divine Spirit. Just one more card for Virgo. What are we telling them? Just one more. Give me one more. I know I can tell that a couple want to come out, but nothing has said, I am the card that is going to complete this message. And we need a card that's going to complete this message. Okay, we're still shooting. Oh, this is something. What's going on, Virgo? Virgo is so precise. Even the cards want to be precise. Like, I'm not giving you the card until it's exactly what I want it to be. It is really fighting me. My goodness. I'm sure when it comes out, it's going to be what, there it is. Oh, of all the cards. Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry, you guys. I'm getting hot. I don't want to show my bra strap, but so look. It starts out with the Emperor in reverse. The one thing I cannot stand when I see the Emperor in reverse, it's telling me that this person doesn't feel like they've got the power, the energy, the executive ability to get ish done. I mean, maybe you were the boss. Maybe you had to lose a business, or you just don't feel like you can be the executive, the boss, the standout person. You don't want to make the choices right now, and you just don't want to do it. Like, who's in charge? Not me. Whatever it is, though, you're going for your 10 of Cups. I think you want to be happy and emotionally fulfilled. And maybe that means not being the boss. For some people, right. And look, why? So you can get back in touch with your equilibrium. You want to, I feel like some Virgos are like praying and meditating and studying and EFT tapping and burning incense and, you know, using oils and whatnot, and going to shamans and all kind of stuff like that, because they want to get back in touch with their equilibrium. They want to be in that spot. And I think you want to get money. I think you want to reach for that money. You want to reach for that. You want to get that. Here's the 9 of Pentacles. But I do feel like you're kind of running away, or at the tail end maybe, of some battles. Like, what have you been battling? You've been in a fight. You've been battling things. I think you're at the tail end of it. Maybe something mental. Like, to me, it feels like you've been through some kind of mental battle where you've been arguing, maybe even with a partner or lover. The Lover's card was not right side. So maybe you've been arguing with your lover, or maybe some things are not the way you want them to be at this time. There's a Queen of Swords. Some Virgos might be cutting ish off. Lord, Like, this relationship ain't been right for a minute. I'm done. You are, some of you might be fearful of it because you've already lost, say, a husband or a child or relationship. But look, I don't feel like you're going to get your happiness. You got the Ace of Cups. This is about you getting emotional fulfillment. Maybe that's what you want. You want emotional fulfillment. You feel like you don't have it. It's probably making you a little bit angry. You want what you want, don't you, Virgo? Or it's like, I want it. I want my emotional fulfillment. And you got to be careful because this card here, the devil, it does make us grab for things. It makes us go for things, sometimes not the right things. Like, let's say you are in a marriage and you get an opportunity to have an affair. I'm telling you, don't you go for that. Don't you mess up your marriage for that affair. That kind of thing. I mean, we want what we want, but we shouldn't always do certain things, right? And I feel like if you don't heed my message and you follow the will of the devil, it's going to lead to a Five of Pentacles. That's you, Virgo. Sad. Because you didn't lost everything. Because you didn't listen. And you wanted what you wanted when you wanted it instead of doing what you should do when you should be doing it. I just turned over the bottom of the deck and saw the King of Swords. We had the Queen of Swords in this reading. The King of Swords is sitting on the bottom of the deck. This is a communication, I think, between partners. So I feel like if you don't want to end up like this, talk to your partner with love and respect. Now, if you found out your partner then did something because you did some investigation and you then found out what you found out, then you might have to go through that. Okay, you might have to go through that. But if you don't have to go through that, communicate, in other words, with your partner. Find out what's really going on with them so they can know what's really going on with you. And you guys can communicate. When you do that, you're going to be able to fix things. But it's going to be hard to fix anything unless you are communicating with each other. You had the Emperor and he was not right side up. So I don't feel like this, and that was like your really only major arcana, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like right now, this is probably not the strongest time for Virgo, but it is probably a good time to communicate, especially with your partner. So make sure you do that, okay? Don't hold things in when you should be talking it out, okay? That's my advice to you, Virgo. I hope that makes sense for you. So let's really quickly, I just hope my stew is not burning. Oh gosh, I don't want burned stew. So we're gonna do Libra really quick. Let's do Libra. And oh gosh, let's pray that I can get through Libra, because I have a feeling that I have to get to my stew before it's too messed up. Okay, so let's just do Libra really quick, and then that's it. We're gonna take a break after Libra. And a bunch of cards, Libra, are coming out. I don't know what you guys are going through, but the cards are popping. Like, Libra, what are you going through? I think I need a few more cards, so let me just, let's see what else turns over for Libra. Libra, you're going through something. Let me see what we got here. So Libra. Oh, Libra, what is this? You have been through it, haven't you? What's that? Oh, that's sitting on that was, I guess, I'll keep that over here. So look, well, you had the Three of Swords, Libra, as your first card. I feel like some Libras are getting over heartbreak. And the hardest thing for Libra is to have their relationship not work. That's because Libra is the sign of relationships. Like, a Libra without love is a Libra that is not happy. And so some Libras might be going through a really painful experience because they went through something already. Here's a Queen of Cups. Yeah, emotional, maybe getting over the emotions of whatever it is. Queen of Cups is very emotional female. You might be getting over a broken heart, but whatever it is, I feel like you've got victory coming. There's a Chariot. There's a Chariot, Libra. It might be a Cancer that but I feel like you've got victory that's coming toward you, and it's coming in fast. Here it is. 2 victory cards in a row. Ace of Swords, another victory card. And that's your card. That's your ace. Libra, you got victory coming. I wanted to let you know this so you don't panic because you got the Tower. So yeah, there's something that's went wrong, right? You've got to start over. Maybe, I don't know. You had the Tower, but you got so much victory to get over it and the strength to do so. Maybe a Leo in your life, some passion. There's the Four of Cups. I feel like you feel like you don't have everything that you need. You don't have everything that you want. You might be wanting things that you don't have right now. You might be thinking back on what you did have. So it might be an old relationship, Libra, that is gone, or the way it used to be, you know, in the beginning when love is new. And sometimes we start craving that and we can't get that back. I mean, we've done things, right? I feel like some of you might be walking off your career for money, for something like that. You go and hit yourself. The last card. Hit yourself onto a star. Some Libras might be hitching themselves onto an Aquarius because this is the Aquarius card. But I feel like some of you guys are moving and hitching yourself onto a star. There was an extra card, which is the King of Pentacles. It might be about money. But on the bottom of the deck was the Ten of Cups. Yeah, you want emotional fulfillment. You want to be happy. If you're not, you might decide to give up everything to get it because you want it so bad. You're thinking back on when you had whatever it is you had before it got so out of whatever, and you want that so badly. It's very frustrating to you because you don't have what it is you want. But I feel like it's coming because, first of all, you had the Ace of Swords, which is victory. But you had 4 major arcana, and the Star being the last one. But it started with the Chariot, the Tower, the Strength card. It tells me right away with the Strength after the Tower, you've got the strength to get over it, whatever it is. And then hit yourself onto a star. And then get your Ten of Cups. You've got this. Libra, you're going to win. You've got this, whatever it is. Also, it's Gemini season, so take advantage of it. This is one of your luckiest times of the year. So this month and the end of July, beginning of August, when it's in Leo season, that's another good time for you. But take advantage of this time, Leo, because Leo. See, you might be dealing with a Libra, because this is a really good time for Libra. Okay. So you guys, I'm going to go and eat my dinner. I pray no one's been waiting for me to get to their sign, because when I come back, I'm going to do Scorpio through Taurus, okay, the last 6 signs, and then we'll be done, okay? But I'm going to go make my food, and I'll be right back after that with the other 6 signs. Much love to everybody, many blessings, and I hope